So as you were indicating, when the president's at Camp David, he's still president. Do you intend to brief during the time that he is away?
We don't typically do traditional press briefings when the president is away, so we do not have a scheduled formal briefing to speak of, but obviously we will continue, the press team and with our policy folks as needed, we'll continue to hold briefing calls when appropriate to preview upcoming events, upcoming announcement. That is something that we will do. And if you all have any questions, we will be here to answer any of those questions.
We would request that you would brief because it's working days even if the president is away.
You guys want to continue seeing me?
We want to see you, yes.
Oh,
it's
man.
several days. On the issue of immigration, do you view today's executive order as sort of a counterweight to the asylum measure that the president signed?
You know, I wouldn't look at it that way. I really wouldn't. I think, and this is what I've been trying to say while I've been up here, it's like this is, you know, this system is broken. More broadly, it is a broken system, right? We're seeing the challenges at the border. We're seeing immigration policy that has not been revamped for some time, and the president wants to address that. And we can, you know, do the EO and deal with the border security and secure the border in that way, and also make sure that American families are not broken up, right? Make sure that people who have been contributing to our economy, to communities, have an opportunity here. And so I think we're trying to really deal with a broad stroke of issues here, and that's what you're seeing this president do.
And how does he find the balance between wanting to, as you describe it, keep American families together, to select people who've been in the country for a longer period of time, and then the sort of balance the fact that they would get some benefits that other immigrants would not get, and have reduced penalties and that kind of thing? How does he make that balance?
Well, so say a little bit more.
Well, without this kind of a program, people
Yeah.
would have to leave the country, they would have a longer period of time for getting a green card, those sorts of things. So
Yeah.
how does he find that balance between something that is giving a benefit to
Yeah.
people who, at one point, broke the rules?
I mean, look, here's the thing. The eligible population is limited, so we have to remember that. And individuals who arrive now are not eligible, right? So we did try to give this a scope, if you will. And we can't forget, those who are eligible have been here for 23 years, in the U.S. for 23 years. And they are, that spouse obviously is married to someone who's an American citizen. And they probably have children here, some of them, right, who are American citizens because they were born here. And so, look, we're going to continue to take steps to crack down on smugglers, right? We're going to continue to take steps to secure the border, you know, and so that is something that we're certainly going to focus on. But I think to answer the question in a more broader sense, the immigration system is broken. It is broken. It has been broken for decades, The president on day one wanted to get ahead of that or try to fix that, move that forward by putting forth a broken immigration system. The announcement today does not take away from the fact that the immigration system is broken. And it does not take away from the fact that Congress needs to act. And we want to see a balanced approach. We want to see a bipartisan approach to this. And they can do it. They can certainly do that.
Following up on immigration, when you were asked about timing earlier, you were mentioning the president prefers to work with Congress. Why not earlier this year, for example, or late last year? I know the bipartisan Senate bill was being worked on, but that didn't include parole in place for spouses or anything for DACA recipients.
Yeah, I mean, look.
It seems different.
I hear you. Look, there's been many phases of this, obviously. There was first the comprehensive immigration proposal legislation that the president introduced day one, right? And then he's taken actions, right, from that moment until the bipartisan discussion was happening in Senate. Like, he's taken multiple actions, right? And then we had an opportunity late last year, early this year, to do that in a more balanced approach, right? To do that in the Senate with both Republicans and Democrats. So the president took that opportunity and directed his team to have those conversations. And we believe at that time what the proposal that was being put forward was going to be fair, tough but fair. And And I would say since then, since it was rejected by Republicans twice, the president has looked at every option. And we say that. We say that many, many times. We look at all options. And we try to figure out how we can move forward with these different options in different ways. And look, with the EO to secure the border, this is something that majority of Americans wanted to see, right?
No, right, I understand that. But
Yeah.
the Senate bill
Yeah.
seems separate than what's being announced
No,
today.
and I'm agreeing
so,
with
like,
you.
I'm trying to understand the impetus and why
No,
now
but
for the
I'm
actions
agreeing
today.
with you. There's been many iterations of different ways to move forward in dealing with a broken immigration system. The first one was a comprehensive plan that the president himself put forward. And then he took actions, right? He took other actions between then, that moment, until we got to the Senate and their bipartisan proposal. And that was different. You're right. It is very different than what you're seeing here. The president has always said, remember, he's taken executive actions before. He took one very recently, and he's looking at every way to figure out how we can have policy that's also fair. We've always said that our immigration policy needs to be fair and just. We've always said that. And we've taken different approaches, we've taken different action. This is the announcement for today.
Is it fair to say you wanted to sign the executive order on the border before doing something like this for
I'm not going to get into that. I think we know, right, for some time, that what we're seeing at the border is dynamic. We saw that, right? That it was important to deal with the challenges of the border. So the president acted on that. And we've always said that we need an immigration policy that's more just, that's more fair. I mean, let's not forget, this is a president that was part of the DACA, right? Dreamers getting a shot here and being able to stay and get work permits. That happened in 2012. So there's nothing unusual, I think, of where we are today than where the president has stood for some time, more than a decade. And so I think this is all part of that. This is all part of building on actions that he has taken. He would love to see a comprehensive congressional approach. We still need that. We still need legislation. And so he'll continue to work on that. Okay, Michael.